we're so happy to have you here.
We are. We have a very exciting event for you today.
Oh my goodness. It's all about coconut oil and so much more. We are just, again, excited to dive in and look about different things for green, clean aromatherapy DIY blends with coconut oil, which is a wonderful thing to have in your aromatherapy pantry.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Yes.
Is using natural products whenever possible.
Yes.
And giving ourselves a head start.
I know. Last week we shared a really just engaging, fun Instagram post by Dr. Mark Hyman, where he mentioned that so many people interact with hundreds of synthetic and toxic ingredients, and that's just before breakfast with our shampoos, our conditioners. So our whole focus, body lotions, our whole focus inside of the Natural Living Club, over at Aromatics International, at the Aroma Head Institute, is just to live a more clean, green, natural life with nature's ingredients, getting rid of those synthetics. I think it's over in New Jersey. There's at least 40 different giant companies that create synthetic ingredients, whereas our coconut oil comes from Mexico or our bergamot comes from Italy. It's just a really clean experience.
It is, and that's what makes me so excited. In fact, a lot of people say, you guys are so excited when you talk about this. It's because we are excited. It's an exciting topic.
We are so excited. Yesterday afternoon, I made a green clay coconut deodorant and posted different pictures inside of our Natural Living Club. And so many members just started making the deodorant as well. So we have deodorant formulating all over the world right now, which is so fun.
It is fun.
Yes. All right. Well, we'd love to know where you're tuning in from. If you could give this video a thumbs up, if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel, it just helps us get the word out about how to make all natural DIY products for yourself, your family, your friends, out there into the world. It's an important message we love.
It is.
Yes.
Why we get going here, I'm
Okay.
just going to start our beeswax melting because today we're making a lip balm for you. And so it's a easy step. It's about a 20-minute process. So we're going to get the beeswax melting and then we'll continue on, all right? So this is a recipe. It's from Aromatics International that we've popped over there. It's been over there for a while. It's called Tropical Cocoa Lip Balm. And of course, coconut oil is in here as well. And I'm going to tell you all about coconut oil. The first thing we're going to do is measure out 14 grams of our beeswax, and we're going to get it melting. I have a special tea warmer. It's a double tea warmer. You can, down below in the where you're watching, there'll be a link there that you can click on it. I have a little Amazon store where I have my favorite blending supplies.
I love that.
And this is on there, and I just love it. So 14 grams of our beeswax pellets. Our beeswax pellets do come from New Zealand. Okay, they are as organically grown as bees can get.
Because bees fly around everywhere, right? But it's as organic a beeswax as you can find.
And let me see if I have grams on there.
Very nice.
We're just going to do 14 grams.
And again, you can find this recipe, the Tropical Cocoa Lip Balm, over at aromatics.com. And if you want to share my screen real fast, we can kind of take you through, just go over the list of ingredients and supplies that we're working with right now. And yeah, we can get this melting.
So take a smell of this beeswax. Beeswax smells so amazing, and it's so good for your skin, for your lips, for helping to lock in that moisture. And before I put this in, there's a little tip. I'm going to put just a little bit of jojoba in here, and it just helps with the cleanup.
Yes.
And I'm just going to...
Otherwise, you have to figure out a way to get hardened beeswax off of the different things, for example, this Pyrex that we're using. So that's a really great pro tip, just to make cleanup a little bit easier at the end when you are putting everything away.
So I've got my beeswax here, 14 grams. If you live in a really humid place, you can put an extra gram in there. You can maybe put 15 grams instead of 14 in. And then I'm just going to turn my little tea warmer on. You can also do this in a double boiler method.
Yes, which is wonderful too.
I'm going to put this up to 180 degrees. And now we're just going to continue on. We'll come back. We'll we'll weigh out the rest of the ingredients.
Okay, that sounds good. Yes, so we're getting this beeswax really melting down. And while we do that, we wanted to just do a product spotlight, ingredient spotlight on coconut oil. Now, those of you who are in our Natural Living Club, which is a wonderful place to hang out, let's go ahead and share my screen. You can go over to Classroom. We've put in some fun stuff for you. Go over to Classroom. This is the event that we are on right now. And Karen has put in the links to the different recipes that we're making today. And she created a coconut oil data sheet, or she took this over from our Body Butters course over at the Aromahead Institute and added in some information. I'm going to expand this a little bit so you can see.
Yeah, this is an example of all of the body butters and that we have over at our course at aromahead.com.
Yep.
And I printed it off
I love that.
here so I could just tell them a little bit about it. So the word cocos is Portuguese for monkey because the nut resembles a monkey face. It grows about 80 feet tall, the palm tree. And this is an important thing. Coconut oil, you want to make sure that it's cold pressed and unrefined. If you want to have that beautiful therapeutic properties that coconut oil offers, this is what you need. And it's also extracted using a solvent. So avoid that if you can, and you absolutely can. There's plenty of coconut oil out there that is cold pressed and pure and not used with a solvent. It melts really easily. In fact, it melts below 76 degrees. Okay,
Yes.
above 76 degrees, it will melt. So a lot of people who live in the warmer countries, actually right now, it's quite warm in our area too, up into the 90s, upper 80s and 90s. If you have it sitting on your countertop, it will melt.
It might as well be 120 degrees for us here in Montana because it's been like 50, 60, and suddenly it's 90.
And one of the things to be aware of too is there's also coconut oil that you can get that's called fractionated coconut oil. And what that means is they've taken out some things from the coconut oil so that it doesn't have an aroma and it doesn't solidify like coconut oil will when it gets below 76 degrees. So a lot of people, a lot of massage therapists might use that for their massage, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're making a product that you really want the therapeutic benefits, you need to use the pure cold-pressed coconut oil. Mm-hmm. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the properties, the therapeutic properties. It's amazing. And it isn't amazing, actually. I've seen this work over and over again. So it's antibacterial. And there's a lot of information on the data sheet that when you go into the NLC, your Natural Living Club, and get this data sheet, there's a lot of information on here. It's antifungal. I've seen that over and over. Anti-inflammatory. It's antioxidant. And it's very useful for getting rid of fine lines and wrinkles. It's emollient. It has a really soft, lubricant quality to it. It's moisturizing, it's mild, and it works as a great moisturizer.
Right. And it just relieves chronic skin issues. I know it's summertime here in our hemisphere, and a lot of us are getting beach ready, lake ready, which means that we are making sure we look great in our swimming suits, which means we're shaving everything, some of us. And if you have any kind of ingrown hair, coconut oil is really good on that bikini line or whatever you need under your arms, wherever it might be, to really soothe and keep any kind of bacteria away and just keep everything beach and lake ready if that's your jam.
If that's your jam,
It
yes.
is mine, and I do appreciate it.
It also helps to repair skin damage, and I can attest to this. For many years, I have been, living in Montana. We have very intense sunlight. Those of you who live in Colorado might experience this as well. The higher elevations, the sun is just intense. And of course, way back then, we weren't concerned about taking care of our skin. So I have found as I get older, the sun marks show up a little bit better. But coconut oil, this is one thing that I do. I use it every single day, and I put a little coconut oil on my hand. I'll put, right now I'm testing out apricot kernel seed oil. Put a little bit of that in there, and I take it and I put it on my dark spots, and it actually is lightening the dark spots, but you have to be really consistent with that. It also helps with minor irritations and itching that we have with dermatitis or psoriasis, eczema, other skin things. And there's that lauric acid inside coconut oil.
There you go.
Lauric acid that repairs that skin damage. It has some natural vitamin E in the coconut oil, and it's really great to use on infants and also for women who are breastfeeding when they get a fungal infection going and they're kind of passing it back and forth from the baby to the mother. I have seen this over and over that coconut oil can be applied. It's very safe for the baby, very safe for the mother, and it actually gets rid of that fungal infection. And it also is great for like diaper rash and things like that. So make sure it's cold pressed, pure, and unrefined.
And what we love about our coconut oil over at Aromatics International, the one you see right here, is that it checks all of those boxes. We love working with this particular producer, and we love the product that they make. And so we are excited to share that with you. Over here at Aromatics International today, we have just opened up our 4th of July promotion for all of our customers. And we're doing a site-wide 20% off coupon, which is amazing, or discount. And the only thing it doesn't cover are kits and bundles over in the DIY recipe section. Everything else 20% off. And if you place an order over $125 after discounts, we're going to give you a free 8-ounce coconut oil as a thank you, which is very cool.
That's very cool.
Yes.
I'm going to open it. We're going to smell it.
I love it so much. I was using it this morning in my bathroom.
A pure coconut oil will smell very coconutty. I'm going to move this over here because I have a hard time seeing my weight.
I like that
on there. All right, so I think I better weigh out the cocoa butter.
And while you're weighing out the cocoa butter, I would love to know in the comments here in YouTube, what are some of your favorite ways to use coconut oil? Pop that into the chat. We would love to know. We have this discussion going over in our Natural Living Club as well. If you want to hop over and participate in both locations, we would love to know. It just lets other people see what you use coconut oil for and get ideas for their own personal enjoyment.
The beauty of making your own lip balms is that you know exactly what's in this product. And the next one that we're going to use, and we'll actually put it in and melt it with the beeswax, is our cocoa butter. Cocoa butter is also extremely good for the skin, really good for the lips. And we're going to put 14 grams of our cocoa butter in. The smaller the pieces of your cocoa butter, the better. $11, 13, 14. 14 grams of cocoa butter, and it has a beautiful cocoa aroma.
It really does, which makes this particular recipe, the Tropical Cocoa Lip Balm, just gorgeous.
So beeswax is hard, cocoa butter is hard, so I can put these in together and let them melt together. And while those are melting, I am going to give it just a little stir, and I can see it's already melting down below.
I love that.
And while we're at it, should I go ahead and measure out the rest of the ingredients so it's ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay. So our next ingredient we're going to put in is our coconut oil. And that's also 14 grams. That's what's so great about this recipe is everything is 14 grams.
That is really handy.
Get my little spoon here.
I love it.
And make sure that's tared. Tear that so it's 0. And I'm going to scoop out beautiful coconut oil. Coconut oil is actually cocoa butter. If you see it called cocoa butter, it's the same thing. And that, it's a little bit much there. Take some out. Should have pulled that closer to me, huh?
It's okay. I can help too.
That's 16 grams.
Between both of us, we can do 2 right hands.
There we go. There we go. And then we're going to wait until this is all melted before we put our coconut oil in, because it's so soft and it will melt readily just by going into the warmed coconut or cocoa butter and beeswax.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and put that on. And then our last ingredient, we're going to be adding in 15 mils, which is half an ounce, 15 mils. In fact, all of these 14 grams is equal to a half an ounce, but it's easier to measure it in grams. We're going to put 15 mils of our vanilla infused oil, which is
pour that in there?
gorgeous.
You got it.
Gorgeous for working with our cocoa butter smell, the coconut smell, and our lime, which is why we call this tropical.
It is a decadent lip balm recipe.
There we go.
There we go.
Now I can put this off to the side and we'll just let that percolate there.
I love that. I know I've been seeing, look, let's go over to our comments over here. So many folks are just having so much fun with their different coconut oil recipes. Lisa uses coconut oil and salve and butters, but never thought about it in place of body lotion. I love using coconut oil as body lotion on elbows and heels and, places that needs that really extra intense moisture. And it actually isn't too greasy at all. And it seeps in really quickly.
It does.
Yeah.
I had some dry heels one time. This has been, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And my aunt, she looked at my heels and she said, "You should try some coconut oil on your heels." And I'm like, "You're absolutely right."
I know. I put coconut oil on my heels almost every single morning. I do all my lotion. I do all my things. Put coconut oil here and here.
There was a question, does it take away any of the properties if you were to refrigerate your coconut oil? And absolutely not. You can refrigerate it very safely.
Yep, you absolutely can. It will just be a harder consistency because remember, it melts at that 76 degrees. So if you have it out on your counter and you want to use it more for lotion, body lotion, then it might be better to keep it in just on the counter. That's where we keep most of we go through coconut oil so often that the shelf life of coconut oil is not a concern.
There we go. It's melting. It's getting there. And as it melts, it goes even faster. So the coconut oil, I don't like to heat it. I like to keep it when I'm using it therapeutically. Of course, a lot of people will cook with coconut oil.
Yeah.
Coconut oil is high in saturated fats. It doesn't, if you're looking at your LDLs and you're trying to lower your levels, then you would avoid taking coconut oil internally, but you can still use it externally and it doesn't seem to affect the LDL levels.
Yeah.
According to my nutritionist.
I love that. Yes, we were hiking the other day and Karen was telling me all about this. We also found some wild strawberries in that very same conversation. It was very fun.
That was fun. Yes, when you make your lip balms, I have that very same aunt. She's very sensitive.
Was that Aunt Sally?
That was Aunt Aura. Aunt Aura. They're very sensitive to things, and she loves homemade lip balm. But when she buys it, it would make her lips kind of break out and feel weird. So when she was up, we made a lip balm, and I made it very, very simple for her. I didn't even put any essential oils in it. I just used calendula infused in olive oil and the beeswax. I just use those 2 ingredients. Using the same recipe, you would just use the same beeswax, and then instead of the cocoa butter, maybe a little bit more beeswax since you're not using the cocoa butter. But you can substitute any oils that you want for your skin.
Right. Well, and as this is
your lips.
For your lips. Is this a good time to talk about kitchen pantry?
Yes.
Okay, so while this is melting, we wanted to say as well that any ingredient or any product over at Aromatics International that you would normally cook with, our products are amazing for that purpose as well. We have, do you want to tell them about this extra
Yes.
virgin olive oil?
We recently got in some extra virgin olive oil from Spain. Now, I do a lot of oil sourcing for Aromatics International.
All
and
the oil sourcing for Aromatics International.
There's a distiller that I worked with for years down there. And I said, do you by chance distill or do a olive oil? And he says, we don't, but my friend does. And it's
Yes.
fantastic olive oil. So we got it in, and sure enough, it is beautiful. We use it for cooking. We use it for infusing our arnica and St. John's wort, making different things. You could use this instead of your vanilla infused jojoba oil as well. So,
Well, and it wasn't until we were working on getting this product ready for just shipping out and having on our store that it really made me think about when things in the grocery store were produced. I'm all about preaching from the hilltops the importance of knowing the pressing or the distillation date of essential oils and aromatherapy products. But it was the first time in my mind I put together, I wonder when I'm in the grocery store, walking down the aisle, when those different oils that I cook with, when they have been pressed or when they have been crafted. So I am so excited to be able to, that we're so excited to be able to offer this olive oil to you because it has the exact same line of diligence that any of our other products have, and that we know exactly when it was pressed. It is so rich, it is so vibrant, so healthy for our bodies inside and out. So it really has helped me not only want to tell you more about just the importance of vibrancy with your aromatherapy products, but in everything that you are interacting with on your body, both inside and out.
that is good, great information. And I am going to set up now because we're almost ready to be able to pour this. It's just going to be another 5 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll move that over to the side and keep all of we're still going to add this in, our vanilla infused jojoba oil, our coconut oil. And lastly, we're going to add in our essential oil. Now we're using lime essential oil. And this is a steam distilled lime. And you want to make sure if you're using lime on your lips especially, that you want to use the steam distilled. Cold press is also beautiful, but it is phototoxic. And what does that mean?
That just means if you have an oil that has a tendency to be phototoxic, if you want to make sure that you use it in a very safe dilution. So if you're working with an oil, for example, the grapefruits, sweet orange is never phototoxic. Lime can be phototoxic depending on how it was produced. You just want to make sure you get a certain number of drops in the right dilution. If you get too many drops and you have an unsafe dilution and you have it on your skin, you go out into the sun, you can get a chemical burn. So you just want to make sure you avoid that. So we're always saying a little caveat when working with some of the citrus oils or most of the citrus oils except for sweet orange, that you want to just make sure you're within those safety guidelines. Over inside of your Aromahead courses, of course, we have all of that information listed, and over at Aromatics International, under the safety of each product, we have that noted as well. So just make sure you're skimming that through before you are working with a new oil to you.
Very good. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yes.
While she's talking, I'm continuing to set up here. I have a paper towel down here, or you could use a cloth that's dedicated to your lip balm making. I have, this makes it easier. This is a holder for our containers. There's the top part, and here's the bottom, and I'm going to turn it over to the bottom. And this recipe makes 12 different lip balms. I always have an extra one or two just in case I, measured generously.
Yes.
That I have something to put this in.
And of course, you can get all of these supplies over at aromatics.com. And remember, we have the 20% promotion going on right now. So if you want to make this at home, if you want to start making your own lip balm, this is a great time to stock up on all of these supplies and accessories and to start doing that.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking off the lids.
Okay.
And this is kind of in the way here. So I'm going to move them over a little bit so they can see what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm taking and making this stable by putting one in each of the four corners.
I love that.
Here, when you're pouring, make sure that you're pouring into a container because I'm not going to have all of these filled. I'm only going to have 12 or 13 that I'm filling. So I've got my stability now. And then I'll just keep adding right next to the next one, like this. So I can pour quickly, as it does solidify pretty quickly as well.
Now, the amazing thing about making your own lip balm and other products is there's absolutely no preservatives or synthetics in those ingredients. No matter how clean the product is when you buy it from the store, the manufacturer has to put in some kind of stabilizer, some kind of preservative so that it's safe for people to buy. And that is an important thing to do for anyone who is selling products. What's wonderful about making these yourself in your own home or your kitchen for yourself, your family and friends, it's totally fresh. It's like homemade baked bread versus bread that you buy in the store that has those preservatives in it. So you're getting only the good stuff. Your body doesn't have to process out any of the additional things that need to keep that product safe for purchase. You're just using only the good, amazing ingredients.
All right, so I put 2 extra lip balms, tubes
Just
in
in
here,
case.
just in case I need a little extra space.
Yeah.
And you can also use little tins, aluminum tins, steel tins. We have ones that are about 1 ounce, and these are 5 mils. So 30 mils is 1 ounce.
There you go.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, it would take 6 lip balms to do a tin. All right, for instance, a 1 ounce tin. Or you just do them this way. So a lot of people like to use the tins as well. You can use those for salves. They're really nice. Now, when I go to pour this, we're getting close. When I go to pour this, if you have a spout on your measuring cup here, you can pour directly if it's a sharp spout. Mine's not a sharp spout. So I have a little, this is a perfume little container that I have that I can easily pour in to my lip balm. So I'm going to turn this over like this. I'll fill this and I'll come back over here and I'll start filling. Now, I'm a little bit of a messy cook. So when I pour this, I'll get some on the edges too, and there's going to be a little bit of waste. There'll be some that's still inside the container that will solidify too quickly for me to pour into the containers. So I'll work quite quickly when it's ready. And here's my little stir. Let's give this a little stir. We're almost ready.
That is so cool. It's smelling so good. And Lisa, yes, they will melt if you leave them in the car. Absolutely.
Yes.
And in purses.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up because I make these once a year.
Yeah.
And they last for a full year. You could put vitamin E oil in it as well to help delay any rancidity from happening.
Yes.
Jojoba oil is one of the oils. It's actually a wax as well, and it lasts for years and years. So coconut oil has a shorter shelf life, as well as our essential oil. We need to keep that in mind, what the shelf life is of the ingredients that we're using. But if I keep them in a dark location, they last much longer. And of course, I have one at my desk, my chair where I sit in my living room. I have one in my purse, by my bedside. The ones that are in a dark location, they don't go rancid.
They just last
for
and last
months and months. If I have them sitting out and the sun can hit them, even though it's an indirect sunlight, they have a much shorter shelf life of maybe 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
All right, so I see we're melted here.
We're melted.
We're going to go ahead and we'll put in, oh, here it is. I was looking for this. We'll put in our little coconut oil. Let that melt.
A cute little spatula.
I have these little spatulas on the same Amazon store that I have this tea warmer that I can't live without.
And again, you can find that link in the description right below where you're watching this video.
And this is the vanilla jojoba. Now this is going to cool down the mixture a little bit when I add this in, but it won't take long for this to melt. And then the fun begins.
Then the fun begins.
I'll put this right over here. And
if we're inspiring you to make your first or another set of lip balm, just pop a 4 into the chat right here where you're watching. If you are excited to make this recipe for the first time or a recipe for the first time, or to make another batch, pop in a 4. We're just excited to see where you're at.
I'm going to put a little bit of this jojoba in my other container here that I'm going to pour with. You can also use a dropper to pour, but I have found that it solidifies really quickly in here. You have to work fast, but you can use that as well. I just wipe around the jojoba oil into my little container. Now I keep this on the whole time that I'm pouring. I keep my heat on to keep this nice and fluid.
Yes.
Okay. When you put the essential oil in, which is the last thing we're going to do, a lot of people think that they're going to taste that essential oil. And it's really unusual. You don't taste the essential oil in the lip balm. You barely smell the essential oil in the lip balm. What you're tasting, like if you buy one off the shelf, is you're tasting the sweetener that is in it, and it makes you think that you're smelling the essential oil, but you're still getting the benefits of that essential oil.
We have a lot of 4s coming in. What I'm going to do after we're done with this presentation, I'm going to go into Natural Living Club and start a separate thread so you can put all of the recipes you're going to use for lip balm, whether it's this recipe or another recipe, because everyone has their own preferences and their own preferred way to do things. So I'll start a thread so that you can all contribute and follow along with each other as you make lip balms. It'd be really fun if we could put pictures in too.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, we'll move this off to the side.
Okay.
I'm going to pour a little bit into my container here.
What's that? Essential oils. Oh, do we put the essential oils in? Thank you, Devin.
We did not put the essential oil in.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to put this on the burner to keep that melted.
And we forgot to put our essential oils in. Essential oil in.
With essential oils, you can put 5 drops, is what we like to do, 5 drops of essential oil. And you want to make sure that they're skin supportive. Don't put cinnamon in here, for instance.
Right.
You want to use skin supportive. Sweet orange is beautiful. If you use peppermint, which I like to do too, limit it to 1 or 2 drops per tube instead of the 5 drops. So since we're doing 12, we're going to put 60 drops of our essential oil in here.
While Karen's counting out her drops, there's different lip balm recipes that you can find that we have formulated for you. If you go to our aromahead.com/blog, there's recipes that you can find there. Also, there's amazing recipes. Any of you who are in our aromatherapy courses at Aromahead, we have beautiful recipes in your Body Butters course, your Natural Living course, your ACP course. So many amazing lip balm recipes. So search for those and find those out if you want to do a variation. You can also go to aromatics.com where this is the recipe we're blending with. Just type in lip balm into the search and more recipes will show up. So if you're new to this, you don't have your own tried and true lip balm recipe, then you absolutely can find different recipes that we've put together for you that we know are gorgeous.
If you don't have a tea warmer, you can use a double boiler method. I would just take this, put it in a little pot of hot water. The hot water will come up no more than this because you don't want water to get into your mixture here, and the same thing will happen. I just find it easy to use a tea warmer, especially when we're doing this on camera.
Yes.
All right, we've got our essential oils in there. They're all stirred in. I'm so glad Devin saw that. We'll pour the rest of that in there. And now we'll pour this back in.
There we go.
Put this back here and we'll start pouring. I'm going to just show you.
Okay.
What happens when you use this, which you absolutely can. You want to just make sure that you just keep it going. By the way, you fill it to the neck, not to the top of your container. 5 mils is just to the neck. Otherwise, you can fill them to the top if you want, but then you won't have quite enough for 12, which is fine. So I'm looking carefully, making sure that I have a lip balm tube there.
And while you're doing that, Carrie, it's easy to miss little things here and there. So the question was, if you're excited to make lip balm for the first time or for your 50th time, if you're going to be making lip balm this week or sometime soon, just pop in a 4 into the chat.
There we go. Add a little bit more. If I get this too full, it's hard to pour from.
You're doing so good.
Whoops, missed that. And now I'm just going to start over here on the edge.
There you go.
Oops, I got a little bit much in there. So what I can do, if I got too much in one and I don't want that much, I can just squeeze a little bit out.
There you go.
Put it back in there.
And again, you can find these pipettes that Karen she's using a pipette right now. You can find the pipette. You can find the lip balm tray and all of the lip balm accessories over with us at aromatics.com.
You know, this dropper pipette is actually working quite well.
That's awesome.
As long as you keep your blend nice and warm. Okay, we'll just do right in here. I used to have a measuring cup with a sharper end on it that I could definitely use. Okay, remember I have 2 extras in here. I'm going to see if I can get away with not using those 2 extras. I'm going to go back through and I'm going to fill a little bit more, as long as it hasn't solidified yet. And a little bit more. Once it's solidified, be careful, you know, you'll have a little bubble kind of at the top. There.
I love that.
I have a little bit on the side here, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to let this set for just a few minutes. Then we'll take them out and put the caps on them.
I love that. So I'm inferring, because at least 3 people have alluded to this, that we don't have the Amazon link in the description. So we never like to mess with the description when we're live, just because we don't want to hurt the stream or anything. So after we're done with our event, we'll go in there and edit the description right below where you're watching right now. And the replay will be available probably 5 minutes or so after we're done presenting. I'll also pop the link in. Someone asked me to. I'll pop the link into the post I'm about to create for lip balms inside of Natural Living Club to Karen's Amazon store. So don't worry, we'll get it to you.
Right. I mentioned that just before we went live that, hey, if anyone asks where this is, I have it on my store because I love it so much.
Yes, it is awesome.
All right. So we've got that going, and see how it's already solidifying. You can kind of see it's turned an opaque color. So at this point, we're not going to turn it over yet, but we're just going to start taking out
The lip balm
tubes. And as I put them over here, Jenny will put the caps on.
That sounds great.
And then once they're cool, you're ready to use it. In fact, you can use what's on the side here to get a glimpse of what you're going to be getting.
And don't go anywhere, because we have another fun coconut oil recipe we're going to make with you today. This is not the only one we're doing. Today is all about coconut oil.
Here we go. I like to cap them as soon as possible to keep all the goodies in there. And again, you're right. Don't leave it in your car. They will melt, but they'll harden up again. If you do accidentally get them melted, just go home, put it in your refrigerator, let it harden up again.
Someone's searching right now. Carrot cake lip balm? Yes. All kinds of good lip balms.
It solidifies really quickly.
Yes, and they do. They make such great gifts. It's also a really fun activity if you're looking for something to do with kids during the summer or after school or on the weekends, if you're hosting your grandkids or your own kids or nieces or nephews. It's just a fun thing to get everyone involved, just a fun activity to do. And I know here in the US, we have 4th of July coming up. So this is a great activity if you have a whole long day of things to fill up.
And when I can, I clean up right away. Hot water will melt anything that you can't get off.
Yes.
Just make sure there's no drips on my warmer there. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to set this down really gently down below me.
Very good. Nicely done.
And I'm going to get set up to do our next blend.
All right. Well, while you're getting set up to do the next blend, I would love to give you a little tour of additional resources for you, whether you're inside of our Natural Living Club or you're not yet a member. I would love for you to become a member today. So over here inside of our Natural Living Club, of course, this is the coconut oil data sheet we shared with you earlier in our presentation. And you can find this coconut oil data sheet over here in Natural Living Club. In the Classroom tab is different resources that we give to our Natural Living Club members that pair with different live events that we do. We did a DIY flaxseed hair gel for soft, defined curls. Now, I told everyone on this live event that I was going to try this. Today, I did it because I knew we were going to have this live event. And I used a little bit of the gel, and then I straightened my hair, and then I curled it again. And I just loved how it kept it from getting super frizzy because I have really curly hair. So when I straighten it, I often look like a dandelion until I curl it again or do something with it. But it didn't do that at all. I put just about a 2/4 size amount in my hand. I put it on after I towel dried. I straightened it and then curled it. I was so happy with how it turned out. So if we had a lot of folks who have straighter, wavier hair who are asking about how it works with that sort of hair texture, in addition to curly hair, and I am giving it a 10 out of 10. So we have that recipe here for you. We have all different kinds of PDFs that pair with our live event. So this is an extra resource for any of our Natural Living Club members. I just wanted to point that out to you. Now, we have 2 things going on I wanted to highlight. We have our weekly giveaway. So come on over and pop in your favorite thing to do with coconut oil, and I'll choose our 3 winners Monday morning. Also, one of my members, she and I often will be in Natural Living Club around 10 p.m. So she and I were messaging back and forth on another thread, and we did a health challenge every day in May, where we all decided to exercise every day in May, or whoever wanted to participate. And Angie said, let's do another challenge for July. And I was like, let's do another challenge for July. So we just created this morning, and you can choose whatever you want for the month of July and just commit to doing a new habit, a new health habit every day. I'm going to be doing 15 minutes of fiction reading because I've been neglecting my fiction books, and I'm going to be doing at least 7,000 steps. I didn't want to commit to 10,000, but I'm going to do at least 7,000 steps. So if you want to participate, become a member, join us today, or hop in, log in, and let us know what you're going to be doing for your July health challenge. So 2 things I wanted to mention while we're getting set up for our second recipe.
Yes,
all right.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking about what I'm going to be doing.
What are you going to do?
So I'm just still thinking. All right. So these are now solid enough that I can put them in here to finish.
Okay.
They're not going to leak out. And then in just when we're done with this, we'll be able to show them what this looks like. So, but for right now, I can set those right there.
Amazing.
And are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, this is also found at Aromatics International. It's called Vanilla Lime Salt Scrub, and I love salt scrubs. This particular one can also be a bath soak if you'd like it to be.
Yes.
So we're using almost all the same ingredients, except instead of beeswax and cocoa butter, we're going to use salt. And this calls for, and these are so easy to make.
They're so easy.
Great exfoliators. And when I use it as an exfoliator in the shower or the bath, I don't need to use an extra moisturizer.
Which is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I have been out of mine, so I am really great that we're making this today.
I'm so excited about this too.
Now, you can do it any way you want. I like to use part small grain and part fine grain because I find that the small grain is a little bit too harsh on my skin, and I feel like I can't rub it around and get that great exfoliation that I want. So I combine them both. So we're going to do 8 ounces. So I'm going to make this over to an ounce.
Okay.
There we go, 8 ounces. So I'll put 4 ounces of my small grain in. You can also use a measuring cup if you would like for the ounces on here. And we'll pour this in. And I just keep this right in my bathroom. And I know you love the salt scrubs as well.
I love salt scrubs so much. Karen has a beautiful tiled shower. And Karen's my mom, so it's not weird that I know this. She has a beautiful tiled shower, and she has a really beautiful cobalt pottery jar where she keeps her salt scrubs. So whenever I'm ever up there, I'm hiking around, or I need to take a shower for whatever reason, I always use the salt scrub she has on hand.
The water does not get to it. You want to make sure that you don't introduce water into your blend, or it will greatly shorten your shelf life to like a day or two.
Yes.
If you don't put water in it, then this will last you for several months.
And this is also a product here at Aromatics International we love to cook with, both of our salts.
So you saw the texture of the small grain. Okay, it is indeed small grain on there. Now we're going to put in another 4 ounces of our fine grain. Fine grain works in the salt shaker really well. I use this exclusively at home for my cooking. And if you get a little extra in, it doesn't matter at all. On here, you might want to add a little bit more carrier if you get a little bit more salt in. And many times I will double or triple this recipe.
Yes. And we're being really careful in measuring this out because we're live with you. We want to show you the real exact way to do it. When we're at home making this up really quick, and once you've made the recipe a few times, you just start to dump and go, right? Because you don't need to be as precise because it's a wash-off product.
Now we're going to do 1 ounce of coconut oil. 1 ounce, remember a half an ounce was 14 grams, so 1 ounce will be our 28 grams, and I'm going to do it in grams. So the coconut oil, which is over there,
is going to come back.
It's coming back
onto the scene.
I could put it directly into the salt, but I'm going to just mix it in here. 28 grams. See how nice and soft that is? It's a little bit much. And again, if you prefer to have yours just a little bit more liquid on your scrub, just add a little bit more in, add more of your jojoba or another carrier. Sweet almond oil is beautiful as a carrier or a substitute in this. My little thing here. And then we're going to add in 1 fluid ounce of vanilla infused jojoba. And again, you don't have to use the vanilla infused. You can use regular jojoba or another favorite carrier. So I'm just going to have Jenny pop this right into the salt while I measure out the 30. It's 1 fluid ounce, which is 30 mils. Precision in your bath salts or your salt scrubs isn't necessary. You can do approximate. You'll get to the point where you'll be making this and you'll just start putting in and you'll get it to the consistency that works well with your skin.
Yes.
All right, so.
What's that? Oh yeah, I can definitely, thank you.
And then we will move this over here and we'll start just to blend this together.
We like to show you the really exact way to do any recipe, so that especially if you're doing it for the first time or you're new to blending your own DIY products, you know exactly what to do so you feel super comfortable. And it's really easy and fast to create your own salt scrubs for the shower or bath.
And again, your coconut oil might be liquid. So you just stir that right in. We'll stir in our jojoba and that down there. I'll have Jenny keep stirring that. And this time we're going to add in 30 drops of our lime oil. So I always put a carrier in when using essential oils when it goes on the skin, and salt is not considered a carrier. It doesn't absorb the essential oils in a lipid type of way. So we need to add some oil, which we're doing coconut oil, and we're doing our vanilla infused jojoba oil to carry our essential oils and make it so it's safe on our skin. This is a wash-off product, and you're going to love this one. We're going to put 30 drops in.
I'm trying to blend softly so the camera or the mic doesn't pick up banging while you're talking. Now we're being too quiet.
There we go. That's 30. We'll stir that up. And then I do recommend for most showers and bathrooms, especially if you have children. This is a PET plastic jar. This is a 16-ounce jar, which this will very easily fit in. Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Run out and make this right now. It smells so good.
All right, I'm just going to put this in here, and it's ready to go. And again, in the shower, dry your hand before you take this out, or keep a little spoon in your shower where you can take it and put it on your hand and gently rub it all over your skin for that amazing exfoliation experience.
And this is a great question from Marianne. You can, this is a wash-off product, and the dilution for steam distilled lime is such that you're going to be just fine. If you were to use a cold pressed lime,
About 2 drops per ounce
for safety.
for safety.
But again, it is a wash-off product. You really want to be careful when you are putting a citrus oil that is phototoxic on your skin and going out into the sun. That's the really particular piece. But of course, safety first. So we recommend using a steam distilled lime.
There we go. It's up to about here. We can easily, not quite double this recipe in here, almost double the recipe in here, but it gives you plenty of room to work. And you can also blend it directly into your container.
Now, for first-time salt scrub users, when you're in your shower, just make sure you're careful as you're walking around in your shower, because we've all done the cartoon run, you know, where the cartoons get their legs going, and we don't want any accidents, because it does have oil from the carrier, from the coconut, and the other oil that we used in there. So just make sure you're careful. And tell anyone else in your home that the shower could be a little bit more slippery. My dad's jumped in the shower a lot and done the cartoon run.
We're careful about that now, for
We're
sure.
careful about that
But
now.
that's such a good tip.
But we've had adventures in the past.
Great safety tip there.
Yes.
You don't want to fall.
You don't want to fall.
So here we have almost the same ingredients, just a little bit different, made 2 beautiful, beautiful products with our coconut oil.
I love that. Nicely done.
Okay, let's see here.
Well, we are, again, so excited to do these events with you. We love doing live events where we can talk about how to make your own products quickly and easily, where it's safe, effective, and just so good for your body and for nature in terms of the environment. So we would love to know what you're going to be blending this week. So we have our 4th of July promotion that kicked off this morning with Aromatics International with us over here at Aromatics. So it's one of our most generous sales of the year. It's 20% off site-wide, excluding kits and bundles, where you can just go shopping, look through different recipes, really stock up on any oils or ingredients that you need to make your own products. We have so many recipes, and we have a little backstory to our aromatics.com and our aromahead.com recipes, is that they're all our favorite recipes. Whenever we come up with a new recipe, we always add it into, especially the aromatics.com recipe database. So we have our own just giant Rolodex of different recipes to go through and to use. So those are our own personal favorite recipes we love. So feel free to put together your ingredients list and go shopping. So anyone who places an order over $125 after discounts using the code BLOOM20 will be giving you a free 8-ounce coconut oil just to have fun with and enjoy. Now, an extra bonus, an extra gift to anyone who is placing an order, going through and eligible for the coconut oil, you're also going to be getting an infuser if you're a flower member at Aromatics International. This is your free gift. We'll be sending you, just for fun, just because we love you, we'll be sending you a tea infuser in your order as well.
Can you take that out and show them?
Yeah.
And being a flower member means that in a year's time, you have spent $500. And every month, you get a different free gift when you place your order. And this one happens to be the tea infuser that I spent a great amount of time sourcing. So it has our little Aromahead logo on here. This is a little German chamomile flower. And I use it a lot as my water bottle, but you can also put your tea in here, pop it in here, pop the lid on, jump in your car and go, or just have it sitting on your counter. So that's really cool.
So over in our Natural Living Club, we remind each other when the full moon is out. And a lot of us are putting out water to just infuse during that full moon cycle. This is the exact thing that I put out. So I fill this up with water and I put this out on my porch to just really infuse during the full moon. This is the exact thing I use.
Now, I've been pretty busy here making these products. Can you tell me about the special again?
I can, yes. So our 4th of July special, just use code BLOOM20 and all the information is over at aromatics.com and it's 20% off site-wide, excluding kits and bundles. And you just need to spend $125 after discounts to get your free 8 ounce of our organic coconut oil that we've been working with today. And in addition to, anyone who does that goes through the process and is a flower member will give you an extra gift of this tea infuser as a thank you. You're going to love it.
Thank you for doing that. So that is Bloom, BLOOM
20.
20.
Yes. So another thing that we would love to know while we're just wrapping up and doing our final chit chats, what different things are you excited to go and buy with your 20% discount? Just pop that into the chat. It's always fun for us to see what our favorite customers, which you're excited to go and purchase over during this 4th of July promotion. Just pop that into the chat. I know for one, I stocked up on everything I need to make deodorant for years.
By the way, this is a double-walled glass here,
Yes.
so it handles hot liquids really well. There is not a sleeve that goes with it. I've had hot water in here and it seems to be just fine, but you can also just put a little towel around it and carry it if your water is hotter than my water
Yes.
is.
We would love for you to, Monique, this is great. We'd love for you to come over to our Natural Living Club and keep the conversation going. So right now, anyone can join for $12 a year. We've been going for about 15 months now inside of this Natural Living Club community. We're up to just over 1,700 members. Now, one thing I really wanted to mention while you're all here, we have such an incredible group of leaders inside of this community. We love every single member. Even if you're able to just hop in once a month or just attend the live events, you're such a valuable part of our community. We also have folks who are in there every single day asking questions, answering questions. So just a wonderful, supportive, nourishing group of people. So we wanted to give special leaderboard prizes today. So anyone who's here on this 30-day leaderboard, I'm going to pop into your DMs here in Natural Living Club, and I am going to give you a special thank you gift card to go spend at Aromatics International. So anyone who's here on this 30-day leaderboard as of this very second, I'm going to be popping in, asking you for your email address, and then our team here at Aromatics will send you a special thank you gift card. These folks are just, again, so knowledgeable. Most of them, I would say, just at a quick glance, almost every single one is a certified aromatherapist with us over at Aromahead. So knowledgeable and so passionate about herbs and health and anything to just promote an all-natural lifestyle. So a huge, huge thank you to Chris Pressler and Nancy and Tammy and Carrie and Angie and Lori and Auntie, Wendy, Renata, and Marcy. Thank you so much for all of the time that you put into just spending your time and guidance and wisdom with all of our Natural Living Club members. It is such a really special place to be. It's so very supportive. So we'd love to have you come and join us. So as of July 14, we are raising the annual cost of our Natural Living Club membership from $12 a year to $24 a year. So if you want to lock in your lifetime price of $12 a year, please, please, please join our Natural Living Club before July 14 to lock in that forever price. Whenever we raise the price, which we probably will every year because there's so much content, there's so much information, so many resources, so many amazing things happening inside of NLC. Every year we're planning on raising the cost. So when you lock in at $12 for your annual membership fee, you're locking in $12 for life. So please do so if you're interested in joining us. We have so much fun. You can click on this map and see where all of our 1,700 members are all over the world. It's a really fun thing to do. You can see if there's anyone close to you. Lots of our members few of our members are starting to get together in person because they're finding out where they all are, and they're becoming an in-person community too, which we absolutely love. So we have a link for you to join down below where you're watching, where you can become a member at NLC. And you can talk with me too at 10 o'clock at night and come up with a health challenge, just like Angie and I did last night. So yes, come on over, log in, become a member, or just log in and keep the conversation going. Participate in the giveaway here. Come on over here and let us know what you're going to be doing for your health challenge. We have all kinds of fun goals for the month of July for different folks who want to, challenge themselves to be a little healthier this month.
Dorothy already has her cart filling up.
Yes, good job, Dorothy.
It's a great time
it's the time of year.
replenish.
It's the time of year to replenish for sure.
Yes, and just a couple questions here I'll dive into.
Yes,
Is
please.
a salt scrub. It doesn't clump because it has the carrier oils in there that keep that from clumping. If you have a small shower area, what I recommend doing is to take the salt scrub and set it outside of the shower area. So everybody who takes the shower doesn't have to use this salt scrub, and you're not exposing it to unnecessary steam.
Right.
Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
So, and Noelle, that's a great idea. Keeps baking soda handy, puts it to the bath or shower if she uses her salt scrub or something with an oily component to it. Just sprinkle that on, give it a quick little wipe down, and it does take off that oil. Thank you for popping that in there. And then a printed version of the recipes, Georgette. If you're a Natural Living Club member, they're right in the classroom. If you're not a Natural Club member, you can go to Aromatics International, aromatics.com, and both recipes are in the recipe section.
Let's go ahead and I'll just kind of walk you through it here while we're on camera. So let's go to, I'll just show you how to, number one, you can go up here and search the recipe titles that we made with you today. You can just pop that in right here. We'll probably put links in the description if they're not there already, so you can easily click them during the replay. And let's go ahead, and I just want to make sure I have at least $125 worth of things in my cart. And I am just going to go big or go home by choosing a large amount of one oil so we don't have to spend too much time on this. So I'm going to make sure I go to 100 mils of frankincense. I'm going to pop into my cart. I have lots of things in my cart, which is great. So now I just go down to, I go to my cart. I'm going to go to, I've got Summers and I've got my free coconut oil right up here. So I'm saving $22 by having a total order of over $125. And then I've got my discount.
They have to put the coconut oil in, is that correct?
No.
No.
Once their cart hits 125, it'll automatically be added to their cart.
Okay.
Once your cart hits 125 and you use the code BLOOM20, it will automatically be put into your cart, and any flower member will be given the additional free gift. It won't show up in your cart, but it'll just show up at your doorstep. You'll receive the free gift of the tea infuser.
So hit the checkout button.
Thank you. I'm going to hit the checkout button, and then I'm going to go to putting in my discount, which is Bloom20. I'm going to apply.
By the way, when you're right there, they cannot put in their aroma reward drops. So you have to use Bloom20 or your reward drops.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, just email us, team@aromatics.com. But now that I put in Bloom20, I can see my total savings, which is right here, $65.80. And then I've got my free coconut oil right there in my cart too. So we just wanted to kind of walk you through that specific process. I think we've done it.
We've done it.
Is there anything else we should go over?
Let me
Let's do some more questions. Since we're here, let's do more questions.
How I use this, some of you are wondering, how do you actually use this? I just shower away, soap away, do what I usually do. And then as I finish off, I take with a dry hand or a spoon that I keep, scoop some out, put it in my hand. Your skin can be wet, and you just start in a clockwise motion, just rubbing it around on your skin. And then when you've done the areas that you want to do, I do my arms, my legs, I do everywhere, my back, my feet. And then I just rinse the salt off, and then I pat dry with my towel so I don't rub off that oil.
Yes.
And then I just kind of give a nice rub on my skin, and it
so
just
silky.
soaks right in, and it's so silky is right.
It is so silky and so decadent, and it's just so beautiful to use. Lisa said, did I put the hair gel that we made last week on my hair and blow dry? And I sure did, Lisa, and I just am so excited about it.
I also have a septic system, and I've used these for years. So it seems to work just fine. The coconut oil, most of it is staying on your skin. The salt is washing off, but most of the lipid oils are staying right on your skin.
And a big cyber hug right back to you, Dafina. And I'm so excited. Dafina is also joining our health challenge, and Dafina is going to get in more steps during the month of July. So yeah, you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do. Maybe yoga on the porch. You don't have to commit to that.
Well, don't forget that your coconut oil melts above 76 degrees, and our showers are usually 98, 100, 102 degrees, depending on that. And it does just go right down into the septic system, whatever is left on there.
Are there any other questions that we missed? Just go ahead and pop them into the chat again. And a huge thank you to Mina and to Chris who've been here answering your questions. And of course to Devin and Jaren who are running the show back there. And a huge thank you to our whole Aromatics team who's out there right now putting orders together, packaging them up, putting free gifts in packages and shipping them out. So thank you so much.
And Mina, thank you for popping that in there. I use a clockwise because that's just my natural way. You can go straight up and down. Maybe there's an area you're going counterclockwise. It really doesn't matter, as the purpose is you're exfoliating your skin. And not only are you exfoliating, you're increasing the circulation, greatly increasing the circulation. You'll see a nice redness to your skin. Your face will be red. I don't put this on my face because salt is too harsh for the face. If you want to make a face scrub, you would use brown sugar instead of salt. Salt has sharp edges. If you were looking under a microscope, salt has sharp edges, whereas sugar does not.
There you go.
Yeah,
I love that. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, the question right here about how do you tell if you are a flower member or a bud member. You just log into your aromatics.com account and it should be right there in your account. So you should know.
Now, if you have points in your account and you're not using them this time, you'll still collect points on this order, right?
Yes.
So you can use it another time.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, good. Lisa's going to be doing the 30-day challenge. I know we're starting July 2nd, but I think that's just fine. We had yesterday, and Angie and I just started talking about it last night, and we're like, yes, let's do this. Let's do this.
I want to show this now.
Okay,
This is done before we
I love that you chose orange.
And
That's a
I
color
just put it up. It has a little bit of a hole in the middle there, but I just want to show you how beautiful that is. I have not found a lip balm that I like anywhere as well as our homemade lip balms.
I love.
And I try a lot of lip balms. I buy them at farmer's market. When I'm traveling, I think, oh, I forgot my lip balm. Nothing is as nice as a homemade lip balm.
So if you do have any specific, thank you for saying that. If you do have any specific questions about your account, for example, April, maybe you're a very first-time customer or you've ordered a lot. If you don't have any history or anything in there, maybe it's a different email address that's associated with your account. But any of those specific questions, just email us, team@aromatics.com, and my cousin Amelia or Amazing Michelle will get back with you.
And April, just get a hold of team@aromatics.com so they can help you out. Make sure you're using the same email address.
I literally just said that. Same
You
thing.
just said,
No.
okay.
I love that. So our minds, we're popcorning all over. We always try to do a good job. There's nothing wrong with saying it again.
Well,
You did
exactly.
great.
We need to
April,
clarify.
we got you covered.
Lisa says she's definitely going to sign up for the challenge. She
Yay.
loved the last one.
It was a very fun challenge.
Lots of people are doing the challenge. And if you keep this in a dark location, mine stay for anywhere from 11 to 12 months.
Yes.
I've even had them for a year and a half, but I've just gone through my ones that are a year and a half, and I've just thrown them all away.
That makes sense. And that's a long time.
I have the new ones now, and they're nice and fresh. You can smell when they have gone rancid.
It's kind of like, if you have butter or not butter, that one, well, maybe butter, any kind of oil that it just feels a little off. It's the same thing. You'll be able to tell that.
Right.
Let's see here. Well, thank you again so much. This 4th of July aromatic sale goes through Sunday at midnight Pacific time.
Well, that's good to know. How fun going into the 4th of July weekend.
Yes. So a big happy 4th of July to everybody who celebrates, everyone here in the U.S., or maybe you celebrate abroad. We're so happy to just be going through this milestone together. It's a great time to come together and just celebrate everything that is going right in our world. So,
right. Think about the good things.
Think about the good things. That's what we're holding on to. Think about the good things. Go make some aromatherapy products and think about the good things.
Yeah, get that positive energy out there instead of negativity. We want positivity out there, and we individually can collectively help that.
I love that. All right, everyone, this has been such a lovely time with all of you. We'll see you next week for our Natural Living Club event, same time, same place. And we're excited to see what you all will be up to by then. And we'll have another fun presentation for you. All right, if you have any questions, just email us and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.